Okay. Welcome all to Off the Cuff. And today, you can see listeners, whoever is going to, look at this video is that we are standing and doing this conversation. And I do have the lovely Sonia Patwardhan here with me. Sonia, welcome to Off the Cuff.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
My pleasure. And a little bit about Sonia. She is the founder of Laasya Art, a premier art gallery based in Palo Alto. Sonia Patwardhan has spent over a decade connecting global collectors with exceptional contemporary and traditional Indian artists. Under her leadership, Laasya Art has become a trusted destination for thoughtfully curated artworks and personalized advisory services. The name Lasya is derived from the elegant dance form by goddess Parvati. That's what I read on Lasya website. And that expresses joy. And I guess you're bringing joy to the customers, you are
Yeah.
dealing with.
Into
And
their homes, into their lives, and a thing of
absolutely.
beauty.
Absolutely. So, my first question is, art is such a subjective thing. Why do people buy art? And, that could be a question from the utilitarians, who say, okay, what is the benefit of buying art?
Multiple benefits,
Okay.
and at a fundamental level, it's just emotional.
Okay.
You want to be in a home which has things around you that warm your heart, that's a reflection of who you are, where you come from, what's important to you, versus bare white walls. It warms up the space, and for a lot of our clients, a lot of it is also nostalgia. Many of them are Indian Americans. They have left India 30, 40, 50 years ago, and they want a piece of India in their homes. That's what they connect with, and that's what they feel very deeply about. So that's at a fundamental level. And at a different level, if you get into investing as far as art is concerned,
Yes.
then it's a very different angle. Then it's not decorative art, then
Yeah.
it's more about buying art as an investment. And then that's a completely different ballgame.
Different ball game, I'll say. Yeah, but yeah, that I guess will involve the artist, himself and herself. If you're buying art as an investment, because then you see, okay, how popular the artist is, and you know,
Yeah.
things like that.
I think popularity, I mean, how well regarded an artist is important, no matter if you're buying art just for your home
Right, right,
or
right, right,
for investment purposes. But there are a lot of different other criteria that we look at when we are working with artists and recommending art for investment purposes.
So, what advice do you give to your buyers? And I'm sure many would be coming to you again and again, and some will be new into this field. So, any advice for people who are buying art in general?
I think if you're starting your journey in art, the first most important thing is exposure. Just go out there and look at different types of art, whether it is in galleries, in museums, online research, and get a sense of what is it that you like and you connect with. And equally important is also what you don't like, because both those are very insightful for us when we are working with a client. What we don't like also tells us a lot about ourselves and our taste, and what we like obviously helps tremendously. So one is, of course, just getting familiar with art and getting a sense is what is my personal taste.
Right.
And what is important to me when I'm buying art? Is appreciation important? Is it having something in the home that I really connect with? You've got to just get a sense of that. Am I okay with just emerging artists? I'm looking for mid-career artists, living legends,
Yeah.
the progressives, all of that. And I think the second is working with someone who you feel you can trust, and with a gallerist who you feel you can trust and who has your long-term interest in mind. That is very important, because a good gallerist can actually guide you on the artist, can guide you if that specific painting will look good in your space or not, and also will get a pretty good sense of, hey, is this something that you're going to be enjoying for many years, or is this something which you'll just get tired of in 6 months and then figure out, oh, what do I do?
That's
So
also a big thing.
exactly, exactly. And when you're working with clients over many years, day in and day out, and different types of clients across the US and worldwide, very quickly one gets a sense of, is this something that they're going to be happy with long term or not?
Yeah.
And they're, a gallerist who's more interested in building it as a long-term relationship and a long-term view versus just the next sale.
No, very true, very true. And you are bridging the gap, by bringing traditional artists to,
Sure.
people globally, I'll say, and definitely in the Bay Area. Um, and you do visit India and you meet these artists and, you spend time with them.
Yes.
So how do you see, traditional arts in India evolving now, with so much going on?
So with traditional art, to a great extent, it's a dying art in our country right now. Traditional art has, usually been just transferred down one generation to another. And what I find
Can
is...
you give an example of traditional arts?
So for example, Mithil art. The artists that we've been working with for almost 15 years, they are third or fourth generation artists, and their parents have played a very important role, for example, in setting up the Mithila Museum in Japan and being rewarded nationally for their contribution in Mithila art. But it's a hard life.
Yes.
It's a hard life, and their children, for example, because of globalization and all the other opportunities available, they don't want to go down that path. They are looking for, corporate jobs which pay them well. It's a regular income. The struggle is not that much, and they can give those other opportunities to their own kids, which maybe they didn't get.
Very true.
So it's a dying art, but it's all the more reason that we need to preserve it, because that's so much a part of our culture and our heritage.
So coming to this year, so this is a very exciting year for Laasya Arts. You're bringing a lot of wonderful artists. So a little bit about that. Who is coming, and how can people reach out to you and go to the workshops and everything else?
Right. So we have distinguished artist Seema Kohli coming down over here to the Bay Area. And she's going to be here for about 8 days, starting from February 23rd until March 2nd. And we are doing a 3-day exhibition with her where we are displaying about 25 paintings that she's specifically made for the US market. And that'll be in a gallery in downtown Palo Alto on February 27th, 28th, and March 1st. For any information about that, you can just get onto our website, laasyaart.com/events, and you can get details on that. But before the exhibition, we are doing actually a bunch of workshops and talks with various art organizations in the Bay Area. So we have 2 workshops happening which are led by Seema Kohli. One is at Pacific Art League in downtown Palo Alto, the other is at Triton Museum. And these are very immersive, contemplative workshops where we'll be using a lot of different tools to make some artworks. And then we have 2 talks. One is at Stanford on the 24th evening at 7 p.m. And the Stanford talk comprises a poetry narration on Seema's I Am series. And she actually had a TEDx talk on that in 2012 in Chennai, which I really liked. And so she's going to do a poetry narration on the I Am series, and then that will be followed by an artist talk, which is at Stanford. And then on the 26th evening, which is a Thursday evening, we are having a talk at the Palo Alto Arts Center in collaboration with SACHI.
So a lot is going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
So...
Can you explain her artwork briefly? I know it's very difficult to explain art, in a very short time. But what kind of art can people look into when they see Seema's work?
So her artwork has many, many stories in them.
Okay.
and many different layers on them. And it's a combination of spirituality, mythology, time, myth,
okay.
as well as themes which are very universal in today's world. So it's a lot about, what's very, where we come from, as well as what is very real and personal in today's world. And a lot of her common themes is, one is golden womb, the voice of Shakti. It's a lot about also, for her, art is a meditation. Art is her sacred space.
Wow.
Art is a vehicle for personal growth and professional growth. And she's constantly pushing the boundaries and doing something new and different and across multiple platforms.
So, Sonia, you can go to laasyaart.com and see the work they're doing. You can read on some wonderful messages from recommending Sonia's work. So, Sonia, you've been doing it for a long time. What motivates you, keeps you going? And I can easily see the intent and the passion that you bring to your work. It's not an easy job, like you yourself were explaining, dealing with artists and so much that goes on behind the scenes. So, what keeps you going, and what are you getting out of this? Obviously, it's a business venture, but that keeping aside.
Sure. It's, I think, one basic thing is, of course, passion.
Okay.
But I think in the early years, what kept me going before I figured out how to run this as a business is there's a very strong emotional connect with art. I get something out of it which money can't buy, and it's just a deeper emotional connect with art, which it's not work. It's work that doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
And before I got into this, I spent 7 years in advertising and then brand management, and worked on very different products like toothpaste, soaps, detergents, Heinz ketchup.
Okay.
And the way I see my artists right now, I see them as brands. And it's like, this is the brand, and how best do I present them and package them to the audience out here so it's a win-win for everybody. So I think what I get out of it is I think it's a very strong emotional connect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I've had that
absolutely.
since childhood.
And I'm sure you must have so many stories to tell, because you do meet these artists, or you're talking to a buyer who's
Right.
who wants to buy something and is still confused about should they go forward. Any such story that stayed with you on a human level, I'll say.
Sure. So, I find when clients are thinking too much, if they should buy something, not buying, and analyzing it, and a lot of discussions, and they can't make up their minds and they're confused, then my first and only piece of advice to them is let it go.
Okay.
Just let it go. If you're thinking so much about it, it's not for you. And there will be something else that will come which is for you. And with art, typically the best decisions we make with art is when you see it, you like it, you connect with it, and you're done. And we just know that at a subconscious level. It's not the rational level.
Yes. Then you start to rationalize and.
Yeah. So then once you start rationalizing, and it goes into a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And art doesn't work that way. With art, it's a connect of the heart. You have to make sure, of course, the numbers add up and they work for you. And I tell clients, instead of buying 3 or 4 or 5 paintings, maybe just buy one, but buy something that you truly like, because you'll be living in it for the next few decades, and you want to make sure it's close to your heart.
Very true, very true. And you've also, like I talked earlier, you've dealt with the traditional artists also, and it's fading away, that art. Any impact that Laasya Arts has made in their life?
So I think, for example, one of the Kalamkari artists we talked to, he's an older person, and at that age where he only speaks Telugu, and at that age, and no family, etc., to take care of him. It's just the husband, wife, and they're going up in age. And he had an accident, and after that, working is become very hard. But trying to support artists like these and commissioning works with them, knowing very well that it may sell, it may not sell, we don't know how long it will sell, how long it will take to sell, but actually just helping them out in their hard times to find livelihood, a means of living with dignity. I think
important.
that is, and many of them are not brand names, nobody knows about them.
Yeah.
But if you're really into the art, you find these people, and then just helping them and letting them live with dignity. I think that's so important, especially towards the last few years of your life.
Yeah, that's wonderful to know. And I think there's so many initiatives that do happen in India also.
True.
I think Delhi there is something called Dastakari.
Yes.
It's like a huge mela, and
Right.
all these artisans
Right.
and painters or artists are there
Yes.
with their booths, and I think we should help and support such initiatives, I have to say. And I look into anything which is handloom or by the artisans, which is getting, like you're saying, less and less and hard to get. And the only thing is, people say it's expensive also, because now obviously few artisans, and that's how it goes. But then, like Sonia is saying, you each buy or anything gives dignity to these people also.
Yeah.
And if you want to
And especially when many of them, they don't have smartphones, they don't speak Hindi or English. They only speak one language, and that's about it. And they are old, they don't have kids to take care of them, but they still have to support themselves. And how do you do that? And they're not in a position to travel to different cities to sell their work. It's, and I think helping artists like that who are very talented but just unknown, and giving them a platform like this and helping them live with dignity, I think that's very meaningful.
Absolutely. Now, coming back to artwork, I know people who've come to Laasya Arts and bought some wonderful pieces from you for their home, and that's bringing joy into their life. How do you, just basic for listeners, is how do you take care of an expensive piece of artwork, I'll say?
So, two quick things.
Yes.
One is direct sunlight.
नहीं होनी चाहिए.
बिल्कुल नहीं.
Okay.
बिल्कुल नहीं. So you want to make sure direct sunlight is not coming directly onto the canvas.
Okay.
If it is morning light, it's indirect light, that's much more milder, softer. I wouldn't worry too much about it. But afternoon light, strong light coming directly on the canvas, there's a risk it may fade. It'll happen over a period of time and few years, but that's one. And the second is not to put up art anywhere where there's exposure to moisture. Okay. So, bathroom walls, in patios which are open, and you can have rain coming over there, or say in cities like Bombay, where we have very heavy rains, and there's a lot of humidity.
Yes.
After every rainy season, we had to clean up the canvases from the back, make sure there's fungus is removed, all of that stuff.
Okay.
But we don't deal with that in the Bay Area, but over here I would say direct sunlight and moisture.
Very nice. And Jate Atis, Sonia, your take on any contemporary artist that, I'm sure you see so much of art, but anything that invokes something visceral lately or recently in you, in any work of any artist, do you have anybody in mind, or you saw something that?
So let me talk about what's very, very recent and topical.
Okay.
We got Seema Kohli's paintings yesterday, which are
nice.
for the exhibition. The exhibition is going to be in 2 weeks. And there was one painting that came in, which was a 6x4 large canvas, and it's of a lady standing. And it was just, there were flowers in her hair, the hair was all blown away, and there was so much of joy, warmth, power that lady exuded. Something like that is very inspiring, and not just at a basic level of the colors and how well it's been done and all, but the feeling this person evoked, this painting evoked. It was just like, oh wow, it's power personified, and in a very joyful, abundant, rich way, in an expansive way. So I think right now that's the paintings.
Okay.
And when they were coming in yesterday, we were like, okay, which one should we keep for ourselves? And then this was uppermost on the list.
Wow, okay. I have to come and see that, definitely.
Sure.
And I will advise everybody, go to laasyaart.com and take a look at the schedule and do join them for these events. And yeah, art is so subjective, and it communicates to you. So sometimes, be silent and just listen, and just observe and look, because certain times you can look at a painting forever and you don't get it, but certain times it's just like a few seconds and there's something that goes on
Right.
in your...
Yeah, and that is very precious when
Yeah.
that happens. When you, at a very subliminal level, make a connection with a piece of art.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Absolutely, yeah. So, Sonia, this was so wonderful talking to you. Any last
Likewise.
words? And we'll go.
I just want to say that please come and attend the talks, workshops, events. All the information is on our website, laasya.com/events. A lot of work, planning has gone into this for many, many months. And we would love and really appreciate to have all of you come, attend, and make the most of it. And better still, come with your kids. Give them some insights into Indian culture, and expose them to all that our country has to offer. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Take care.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.